Hello again. Well, today we'll have a drawing which is still an extreme perspective, I would say, of this female body, and I'm not sure if you can use it on the Notan term, which I've seen it on painting, which is black and white. But here's a very clear, basically, image of Notan, which is dark and light, very clearly distinguished. And also you have the perspective, which is, I would cast it again as extreme, but yes, we're looking at the figure from below. That's a bust, it's a sculpting, which is the viewer or the camera is looking from below. But it's a very interesting pose. Anyway, the tools for today will be sandpaper and the sponge. So let's have those two and very, very roughly sketch the figure. And I'll have the head here, there, the head here. You have the body on this side, actually the upper body, and the lower body is here, and that's the crotch area. And then here, a hip, it's quite obviously and clearly distinguished here, there, and the thigh itself, which is right there. And to make it a little bit wider, I would use the thigh and make that part of the other side of the hip there. And then you have a very clear distinction of a line which is about 15 degree in a right angle, and that's that. Then you have the breast here, then you have the neck, head moves to the left, and then a very darker or actually soft shadow between the head and the arm, the upper arm. I'll try to keep it as quick as I can, this sketch, which actually it's very gestural and it's easy sketch to get at least the movement of the upper body and lower body and how they connect. That's the hand of the figure, which is here, and it's under the breast. And then you have the angle of that, which is a soft shadow moving that way to the right. Then you have the crotch area, touching the sponge, hitting the crotch area here, a very distinguished dark shadow here, and the hip with the thigh down here, the upper body here, and then you have that one, the spine, then you have the breast, and that is connected to the upper torso and connected to the next or the other part of the body, which is the breast, on the other side of the breast, the left breast. That's the right one, that's the left one. And you have the neck, which is quite long. Well, actually, you don't see it, it's long. You don't see that it's long because obviously, but by the gesture, by the extreme pose. But it is long, basically. And then you have, I see this. I can see it from the picture that well, it's a normal neck anyway, either not long or short, so not get stuck on that. And then the cast shadow of the upper body on the hip, and then you have the upper arm, and you have the let me see, the head. It's kind of parallel to this other term. The line of the head is turned, it's almost parallel to that line. And you have the hip here, and then you have the other thigh, her left thigh, and then this is a straight line here from the crotch area, and then you have that's a clear shadow party, shadow of the upper belly onto the thigh, and you have the breast here, which is again the left side of the breast, the neck, and the arm here, which is actually off the, I've done this line here, so I know where I am with the sketch, so I don't go out of the field of view of the camera that I'm recording here. So this is why that square is here, so I know where I am with the image. And also very, very dark background, which you don't have to do it. I mean, there's no need to that. It's a dark background, but I think it gives that Notan look, which is dark and light, shadow and light, and a very transparent, well, dark shadow, but kind of transparent. Then you have the, I'll emphasize that thigh going that way, maybe not as much as that, but yes, that way, and kind of a darker shadow here, and onto the thigh here, down here. Then the belly is not actually completely without middle tones, because there are some middle tones on the belly. And then you have the hand here on the left hand, neck again. This is the head, and the head is almost the horizontal to the arm. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'll record it without sound, and I'll go as quick as I can, because it's not basically not much more to distinguish. We're going to work now on the head. We're going to work on the head and create more, well, I mean, where the features are: eyes, nose, mouth, neck, the longness of the neck, which is quite long there. Again, I don't want to get stuck on that, but I find it very beautiful neck, and very feminine, and you have that arm, the fingers are here, which I need to work on now. And this hand actually feels it's bigger than what the hand normally would have been, but because we look in a perspective, so it feels bigger. Now I can easily do a little bit more of a width of the belly here. Now what I've lost here, it's the hip, and the little bit less dark of the thigh, so the hip is quite easy to see here, but the thigh, it's kind of a softer dark here. And then you have that, which is a very clear distinction of the part of the thigh. Then a little bit of crotch area here, very light middle tone. Then you have the thigh here coming inwards there, and the breast, which is quite it's in a light area, and then you have the upper arm here, and then you have the face, which is being lit by the museum light projector, if you like. You have the head, and you have the arm, the hand, and the belly, and let's get that line, kind of give her like an angle, a general angle there, and a little bit more of hip there. Okay, I'll record it a little bit faster and work on the features a little bit more.